Okay guys, so I just finished reading Nightwing #1 from the New 52. Now, here's my review on it. So, as you all know, Nightwing, Dick Grayson, was Batman when Batman was away for a while. When he was stuck in time, Dick Grayson took over the mantle of Batman, and now he's bad as Nightwing. So, the story starts off with Nightwing basically monologuing and talking about his duty as Batman before and how he's not Batman anymore and he's Nightwing again and he's himself. He's not Batman. He's not another character. He's basically himself again. And he's on patrol, and as he's talking about how when he was Batman, it was such a big deal for him because, as you can all know, when you're reading Batman, reading the Batman comics when Dick Grayson was Batman, that it was trouble. It was a bit hard for him to deal with because, when you take up the mantle as Batman, there's a lot of things you have to deal with. It's like, the way Dick Grayson has to deal with being Batman was difficult for him, and at one point, it seemed like the costume, the suit itself, the Batman costume, was driving Dick Grayson crazy because he sort of couldn't deal with what Bruce could deal with. Because even in Batman Rip, or Batman the Battle for Cowl, Nightwing didn't even want to take the mantle as Batman, and Batman told him not even to take the mantle because he didn't want to put Dick in that position Bruce was in when he was Batman. Put him in just the suit and all, and going through all this, just fighting crime every day and not getting a day's worth of sleep, ignoring your normal life and pretending to be, someone you're basically not. But, so Dick Grayson, is fighting, crime again. You actually see him fight against, a thug for the first time, and then he's just still monologuing, still talking, and then it jumps into this part where there's these thugs that are trying to rob this guy in the middle of the streets, and wow, this guy just beat their ass down, and you don't know who this guy is. I don't know who it is because I can't even tell. But for some reason, I don't know why, but I'll tell you about who I think he is later on. But yeah, then Dick Grayson, starts talking about his life in the circus before, like Haley Circus, how he wanted to go back, but he couldn't go back at times, and now, he's living in an apartment. He's not living in Bruce's mansion anymore. He's living on his own, and how he feels like, his life is different from Batman's, that he loves his life, he loves his past, and he wants to go back to the circus. He even lives close by to the circus too. And of course he comes over and visits them, and they start talking now and stuff like that, and he actually goes back on trapeze or high wires again. He starts swinging across, doing his acrobatics, like he was before, and he enjoyed it. He loved it, and he came in terms with his parents' death when they died. He said that, well, his past is not his weakness, but is his greatest strength, because he feels like that's who he is. His past is what makes him who Nightwing is, like Bruce. Like Bruce's parents' death is what makes Bruce Batman, and that's what, makes Nightwing who he is, his parents' death, and he comes to terms with it, and he is happy. Like, that's what is the difference between Nightwing and Batman. Before, as in Batman in Batman and Robin, you actually, like I said, he was honoring his parents' anniversary instead of their death. So basically that's more Batman, where he's going to a happier tone, a more not so dark Batman. But that's what's the difference between Nightwing and Batman. That Nightwing is more of a a positive character. He's not always so dark, but he's more positive. And basically after that, Dick Grayson walks on the streets, and then he gets attacked by this guy, and this guy is hunting him for some reason, just trying to kill him. But then Dick Grayson gets away. He goes into an alleyway, puts on his costume, and becomes Nightwing. But then, there's police officers, and then the officers got killed, so he blames himself for that because, they're after him, and he wasn't able to save them. And so Nightwing starts chasing after this guy, and, he can do really good acrobatics and whatnot, and actually, he doesn't even know who Nightwing is. He doesn't even know Dick Grayson is Nightwing. He just wants to kill Dick Grayson. So, he's all talking about, like, oh, Dick Grayson has a superhero, like, bodyguard or whatnot and stuff like that. And then, Dick Grayson gets taken down and he falls off a building, and basically the guy or the thug or whoever is trying to kill him, and he's, trying to tell Nightwing or Dick that Dick Grayson's not a good person. He's not innocent. He's a bad guy. I don't know what that means, but for me, I found out that the guy who just got into Gotham that kicked those two thugs' ass, I think he is the guy who's trying to kill Nightwing. I don't know, but it's kind of weird how he just came out of nowhere. And plus, when he came out of the bus, he was holding a duffel bag. And, the duffel bag could be for clothes, but it could be for that guy's costume. Who knows? But, yeah, so I gotta say, Nightwing, pretty good. I actually like it. I mean, mostly it doesn't have much to do. It's just basically talking about, Dick Grayson, and that's what it's supposed to be doing for the first issue. You don't just go into the whole action thing. You have to build the character development. So that's like what the New 52 is doing. They're building character development before they go on to, the whole action and basically the whole story. Basically, right now they're building character for Dick Grayson, Barbara Gordon, Batman, everybody. So you'll see them in action sooner or later. I mean, I like it. I like character development. I mean, who doesn't? I mean, you just don't want to see Batman punch a guy in the face and be like, "I'm Batman," you just want character development. You want character development. You want to know who that character is. You want to see, like, even in Batman Detective Comics, even though he is going against the Joker, you get to see him at his best being a detective, and that's who Batman is. He's the greatest detective of all, right? So yeah, I have to say, Nightwing was pretty good, and check it out. Next up is Young Justice number 8, which I will be reviewing soon. And next week is the last week of the New 52, and I'll be recapping about how everything went. So far, so good. Teen Titans is going to be next week, and I think next week Ultimate Spider-Man 2 should be out. So I'll be getting that too. So I'll talk to you guys later. Hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you.